Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Shadowrun Dragonfall. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you chose to join me today as we're on the phone with Dr. Xavier Exquibel. Not Ezekiel, which is what I would think, but that's one way of writing it. I'm not sure if these are real names. They might be just like the purposely written like the other way around to make them sound fancy, because that's one way of making fantasy settings. Apparently he signed a contract with the ghouls down here that make up the maintenance, or rather that do the maintenance for the sewer system in the Cruise Bazaar. He signed a contract that he would feed them, and now he doesn't want to, because apparently his clinic, in his words, is not a charity. And maybe, I don't know what options we have, because I haven't read them off camera. So let's see. Yes, you will. Oh, right, because he's not giving your new friends any more Oh, right, I didn't read that bit. I'm not giving your new friends any more biomaterial, he says, unless they pay me for it. And then I have options over here. Option number 1, yes, you will. If you don't, I'll reveal your little secret to the people of the Cruise Bazaar. I also don't know what his little secret is. I have no idea what his little secret is. The second one is, what if I offered to pay for their food, one lump sum right now, and you go back to honoring your contract? This is all very dangerous. In both of these situations, he could renege on our agreement at any one point. Like, it's not a permanent solution. But at the same time, I think one of them, specifically the one, well, maybe the one that I force him to, or sort of blackmail him into feeding them, he could kill them all. Potentially. I don't know how we would do that, but maybe he could, and that is dangerous, because he's solely responsible for their well-being, basically. Let's go with this one. This feels better. The ghouls don't have any money, you know that. But maybe they have something else that you want. What? Like a barter system? He asks. I don't think so. I can't imagine that a bunch of sewer-dwelling monsters would have much of value to trade. Yes, they have their work, but they're not trading it just for you, and you're a selfish, greedy bastard, so yeah. They're people, Doctor, not monsters. They have already been working for their meals. Maybe you could come up with other things for them to do. He says. That's an interesting suggestion. The line goes quiet for a moment. I might be able to work with that. I'll tell you what. You tell their leader that I'll continue feeding them. In return, they'll keep the sewers maintained, like they used to, and they'll agree to do odd jobs for me when I call. Just so we're on the same page, I'm gonna say, what sort of odd jobs are we talking about? You know, the sort that a pack of bloodthirsty ghouls might be good at. Use your imagination. Well, the ghouls that I've spoken with are intelligent and kind. I don't think they'd want to do your dirty work, or do your dirty work for you. Well, that's tough for them, he says. I'm sorry, but this is my material that we're talking about. If they want to keep getting it, they need to provide something of value to me. And as you well know, they have nothing else of value to provide. You've heard my offer. They can do what I tell them to, or they can find their food somewhere else. It doesn't matter to me either way. Deal. I'll give him the message. Very good. And tell him that I'm looking forward to working with him. There's a click as Kibel disconnects the line. Decide what to do about the ghouls is our new objective. Yes, it is. I'm not sure this is going to end well, but I guess we're going to find out, aren't we? You're back. Yeah, I've spoken with Esquibel. He's offered to resume your feedings, but only on 2 conditions. The shambling figure eagerly clasps its hands. Yes, please, tell me of these conditions. We are willing to be reasonable. He wants you to continue maintaining the sewers, and he wants you to do jobs for him. I see. Its voice goes quiet. Tell me, what sort of jobs does he have in mind? He wasn't specific, but I think that he was talking about jobs of the bloody kind. A downcast look crosses the ghoul's face. It looks away. I am not surprised. He sees us as monsters, and he intends to to force us into acting like monsters. His own pack of mindless creatures to command. We will be forced to discard that which is most precious to us, and act like what the world already thinks we are. This is the price of survival for us. This is the deal that you brokered. And a situation that is parallel to the situation of a lot of people in real life. Let's see what I can do. So I have the first one. I'm sorry if it's any consolation. You're heard and you're seen. The second option is this deal is keeping your pack alive. Suck it up. That's another one. And it isn't ideal, I know, but then again, nothing ever is. Well, that was my concern, is that none of this is ideal. So maybe I'm going to go with that third option. The fourth one is, would you rather I'd force you out of town? Because the option is still open. Oh, jolly. Let's go with the third one. Well, I suppose that I must thank you. Please leave us, and please do not come back. The ghoul turns away in misery. I kind of wanted to come back. I mean, I'm not sure. The problem with what's going on here is that I'm not sure what the little secret of the doctor is. But we dealt with it. So I suppose that's good. Anyway, we fixed the pumps. We're out of here. Going back upstairs. Saying goodbye to my team. For the moment. And we're gonna do the, well, I don't know if this is a new mission or not. It's probably gonna be easy to see. In the sense, you know, I don't know if this updated the Cruise Bazaar. I liked that we had to fight some ghouls. That was pretty fun. And they were pretty tough. Fresh air of the Cruise Bazaar is a welcome relief after... Oh, I didn't read that. I didn't read that. Can I would have to... Oh, there it is. The fresh air of the Cruise Bazaar is a welcome relief after your time in the sewers. A cool breeze drifts across the street, carrying with it the smells of food being prepared, cheap alcohol being poured, and fires being lit against the cold. The stench of the sewers, however, still lingers in your nose, a bad olfactory, I believe is how it's pronounced, aftertaste. At least the pumps are working again. Sewage overflowing into the streets would certainly smell far worse. They would. They would indeed. And we can talk to the maintenance worker. Drac, finally! I was worried that you wouldn't come back either. So tell me, what happened? Everything go okay? Yeah, it's taken care of. You can leave after you give me my money. What about Victor? Yeah, your friend isn't coming. I'm sorry. Christ. Poor Vic. I don't know how I'm gonna tell his folks. Real close-knit family they were. Well, I found this on his body. Maybe you could give it to them? Hey, thanks, El. He turns the manual over in his hands, rubs his thumb over the careworn paper cover. They'll appreciate it. Here's the money I promised you. Okay, so I am concerned. I have just so many concerns. I am concerned that doing that mission has indeed... Oh, crap. It has indeed advanced the things. Which means that we should have talked to our companions inside. We'll see. Even from a distance, it's clear something is not right with Lane, or Laney. Coming closer, you see dried blood on his face and clothes, as well as a few discolored blotches that pass for bruises on Troll's skin. More noticeably, there is considerable damage to the man's left prosthetic leg, which he now tends to with tools as antiquated as the leg itself. Are you alright, Alexki? I'm fine. Nothing a few swings of a wrench can't fix, or a few swings of a crutch. Someone comes at me, thinks me weak, and I show him otherwise. Leaning to one side, Laney's crutch is caked in more blood, and what appears to be bits of hair. Are you sure you're alright? I've suffered far worse, as you might imagine, and I don't need you or anyone else babying me. Tell me who did this to you. Just a punk with some bad ideas. Forget about it. I'll leave you be. Samuel. Hello again, mein Freunde. What can I do for you? Maybe I can talk the donations? No. Okay, so I can't ask him about Laney. And I can't ask him... Or I can give him more donations. Hiccup. You have new team member updates. Simi leans against the wall, her head downcast and her face lost in shadow. Sensing your presence, she looks up, revealing a black eye poorly covered by concealer. And still, she smiles at you. Hello, Edie, how are you? Are you alright, Kim? I'm fine. Just another day in Berlin. Is there something going on around here? Oh, there's always something going on, she says. It's the flux, right? It gives, it takes. Sometimes it takes more than it gives. And some things it takes are gone forever. Friends that disappear, family that dies, people like Monica. I don't much like the flux. In The Sims, you can have the same happy day over and over. You can skip past the parts you don't like or replay the good moments as many times as you want. I can't think of any parts of real life I'd want to play over. And plenty of parts I wish I could skip. How'd you end up in the Cruise Bazaar? I asked that already. I don't know. I was living on the streets since I was a kid. I had no family, no home. I got mixed up with some bad people, and I had a bad day. Ended up owing them money. Too much money. I got beat up pretty bad. Needed a doctor, but couldn't pay for one. Then I found Dr. Exkibel. Or he found me. I can't really remember. He said he could help me. He gave me the money up front, but he said I had to come back for medicine every month until it was time to pay him back. This guy needs to be shot in the face, really. Because he's feeding her addiction, I think. Is he using her for tests and stuff? Let's see. But he said I had to come back for medicine every month until it was time to pay him back. And I did. I took the medicine, just like he said. I really don't want to talk about this anymore, okay? Yeah, you take care of yourself. There's something really wrong going on with that doctor. So let's just explore all over again. This time around, we're going inside and talking to people. I think... Edie, fancy seeing you again, she says. Yeah. Well, I was hoping you'd want to chat. Oh? She takes a drag on her cigarette. Well, color me intrigued. What do you want to talk about? This is all new. Do you know anything about an organization called The Lodge? Doers Group, you mean? She tips back her glass and swallows. Sure, I've done a few jobs for them. They pay well. The whole ominous secret organization thing they try to keep going is a little weird, but whatever. Money is money, and they got it. What can you tell me about Doer? Best I can tell, he's just a middle-rung toady like any other corporate suit that you deal with before run. Only difference is that his organization isn't a corp. I think he's a little fresh-faced for what the Lodge has him doing. In the beginning, there was some credibility issues. I had a hard time taking the guy seriously, but then he started waving wads of Nuyen around, and that all cleared up in a flash. Afraid that I can't help you dig any deeper, he's an occasional client. She takes a sip of scotch and chases it with a long drag on her cigarette. Even if I knew more about Doer, I wouldn't tell you. Shadowrunners who kiss and tell have a funny way of dying young. Have you been finding much work recently? Yeah, but the Cruise Bazaar is the best place to do it. There aren't a ton of jobs out here if you don't have a network. And you don't have people in the Cruise Bazaar? Nope. My crew is in Mita. There's lots of work out there if you can handle it, but life isn't as pleasant there as it is in the Cruise Bazaar. She gestures with her cigarette, the tip glowing red and in the gloom. I mostly visit your lovely little Kias between runs to restock and relax. It's a good place for that. Nice and slow-paced. It's, quaint. Well, don't suppose you'd be interested in taking a permanent position on my team? I don't suppose I would, she says. Like I said, I've got a team of my own. Good people who have earned my loyalty 100 times over. I can do a little moonlighting here and there, but they wouldn't take it kindly if I up and bailed on them. She takes another sip of scotch. Better that it stays like this. If you need me for a run, I'm available. You just need to pay me first. Keeps things clean and simple. Is the bartender here any good? Nope. It's called Der Weinkeller for a reason. The guy behind the bar is more like a Bush League sommelier than he is a proper bartender. Knows a bit about wine, but when it comes to mixing drinks, is useless. If you want a drink, I'd recommend sticking to something simple. Try ordering something with more than 2 ingredients and you're asking for trouble. Oh, so you're a wine drinker then? Me? Nah. Never developed a taste for it. She tilts her glass, swirling the amber liquid inside. I'm not a big fan of sweet things. Never have been. Not even when I was a kid. I've always preferred smoke. Well, wine isn't sweet. Is wine seen as sweet? Well, wine is sweet. There's wine that's really, really sweet. Is wine, like, generally, in Germany anyway, seen as a sweet drink? I've never drank German wine, actually. I've drank French wine. I've drank French wine that is really sweet, but I've also drank French wine that isn't. But all the Italian wine that I've drank is consistently sweet. Although I'm sure they make brut as well. That's the term for not sweet. Actually, the term for sweet is dulce, I believe. It all comes from Italy anyway. I think it is dulce. Like the English, the term the English use, because in Portuguese we actually translate it into the words that mean sweet and brute. So I don't know. It's a funny thing to, like, people have preconceptions about certain things that depend heavily on the country that they're raised, and stuff that you don't like tends to be more based on preconceptions than actual experience, just because of the nature that you don't like it, so you don't partake in it too much, and you don't have a necessarily nuanced understanding of what it is. I don't drink wine very often, but I do drink wine, and I know a little bit. I appreciate it anyway, and I suppose I can see why people would think wine is sweet. But then they're just not drinking the right wine. If you don't like sweet wine, don't drink sweet wine. There's so many really, really sour wines. Like, sour wine is like here in Portugal we have the verde, or actually verde would be the English way of pronouncing it. Verde is how we pronounce it in Portuguese. It's the same word. It means green, and it's basically green wine, as in, like, when you don't let it mature enough. It's made with mature grapes just the same, and it's made the same way as the rest of the wine is, but it is a special type of wine, mostly because, or exclusively because of the region, and I'm sure there's other places in the world that can replicate the taste, but it's like one of those things, like champagne. You can make champagne anywhere. You can call it champagne anywhere in the world, because that's specifically from a designated region. It's like port, for example. You can't make port from any other region, although you can make port wine, which is not the designated. Actually, I think the designated designated type of wine is Porto rather than port. I'm not sure how it goes, but either way, that's another one from here, from Portugal. It's not from the same region, from Verde, but it is very sour. Verde wine is really sour, because it's also very acrid and very acidic. So it's usually fizzy. A lot of it is fizzy, but it doesn't have to be fizzy. It's easier to drink if it's fizzy, because it's just more common. People from outside of the country, or people who aren't used to Verde wine, they just they have an easier time dealing with fizzy wine that is sour than if it were just a flat wine. But there's plenty of flat Verde as well that is still acid. And acidic rather than acid. All of it is acid, but in the pH scale, because it's juice. Although apple juice is not acidic. It's it's the other way around, isn't it? No. Apple juice is acidic. In the pH scale. Either way, that's the sweet things about wine. If you don't like wine because it's sweet, and you're listening to me right now, because obviously Lucky Strike isn't, go get yourself some Borba. Go get yourself some Verde, and that's all from Portugal. And from other countries, I'm sure there's plenty of it as well. But I recommend spending a little bit of money there, and I'm sure you're gonna find really cheap deals if you search online. All you need to pay for shipping. But like any bottle, like you can easily get really, really good wine if you spend €10 in a bottle, and I'm talking like world-class wine for €10. You can easily get it if you look around. I've drank even cheaper than that wine that is like phenomenal, but that is rare. Usually, if you want to have a really good experience drinking, especially Borba and the southern parts of Portugal have a specific type of wine that's different. And of course, it depends on the casts and all that from the grapes and all that sort of stuff. But I've drank some really good stuff in the 20-25 euro a bottle, and that's expensive stuff. Like I understand that elsewhere in the world, like buying wine, you buy 25 euros a bottle. That's nothing, right? I have hiccups. I'm sorry. That's nothing. But well, the thing is that just the international market is a lot more. I don't know. It's just it's kind of complicated to explain why our prices are so cheap, because you can get like pretty decent wine for €2 in a bottle. You get nice wine for €2 a bottle, 75 centiliters. It's just how it goes. Everybody makes wine around here, and everybody drinks wine, so it is sold in very often. And now with the pandemic, the prices are even cheaper, because now they can't sell to restaurants, so you can get some really sweet deals, but not necessarily sweet if you don't like sweet. That's what I mean. I'm just giving you suggestions. Better suggestion. Talk to somebody who knows about this, because I don't. So yeah, there's definitely wine that isn't sweet. Let's see. If you don't like wine, why hang out in a wine bar, I ask. Yeah, let's ask that. Because it's usually empty in here, she says, and I don't like to be bothered. And as hopeless as the bartender is, it's tough to mess up scotch if you order it neat. Now, do you have any other questions, or... Nah, I gotta run. See you around. Yep, see ya. Neat. Neat is I believe... It is a specific type of... it's an expression, rather. Neat means, just it's straight, or like it's just scotch. It doesn't have anything else. It's just scotch, and so it's impossible to mess up, because scotch isn't even one of those drinks that pouring it changes the flavor. You just pour it and it's done. Whatever you do with it, you can oxygenate it. It doesn't matter. You can oxygenating it means pouring it from far. Well, it doesn't just mean that. You can do other things to oxygenate a drink, but if you pour it from above or from like a far distance, you will oxygenate it, which can have unintended consequences depending on the wine. Or it can be Verde, for example. You should serve it like that. You should oxygenate Verde to create that bubbly sort of aspect of it, even if it isn't bubbly. Let's see. So we got a bunch. Oh my god, we're just getting... That's great news. What I want to look at now is I want to look at our levels. Oh, these guys... Oh, no. I was going to say, these guys, it's 4 of them. I have the same team composition. No, I'm missing there. Yeah. So, Iger got a level up. Everybody got a level up. Yes, this is great. This is great news. Okay. So, you didn't get anything at level 2? How dare you? He never joined you at level 2. What a curious character. He doesn't actually have anything. Huh. So. His level up sucks. Oh, by the way, it's him. He's the one that got me that robot that we need to fix. So let's see. Augmented cyberware. Blitz's basic cyber eyes are upgraded to a deluxe model. He looks better. His eyes look better, basically. Or see better. Accuracy is increased by 3% for a total of 6%. Or we can have the SMG upgrade. Blitz's trusty submachine gun now pierces 1 points of armor. I like the augmented vision. I need accuracy. And the SMG is not great to begin with. So let's see what else we have. Glory over here. Glory just has the best level ups. So Glory carries a premium medkit on each mission, which heals a minimum of 30 HP, replaces basic medkit. Or Glory carries a Boomona Gold trauma kit on each mission, which brings back downed characters with 50% HP, replaces back basic Boomona kit. So I'm gonna go with that one, because I can bring the nice Boomona kits and use them myself. Hopefully I don't need to use them, but yeah. Then we have Dietrich over here, and I am understanding a little bit better how the level ups work. It's items as well. Obviously, it's items as well as abilities. So I like it. And maybe they get abilities anyway, even if you don't choose. This is like a little bit of a customization, but maybe he gets extra skills. Right now we have Fire Attunement or Earth Attunement. Dietrich now carries an Earth Elemental Fetish on each mission, or a Fire Elemental Fetish on each mission. I'm going to go with fire, because obviously. And I'm going to use those a little bit more often because they get replenished. They're free. Iger now carries a Knight Errant flashbang grenade on each mission that does 2 action point damage and makes affected targets easier to hit, as well as now carrying a, or I can change it to a Cavalier frag grenade on each mission instead of the Fichetti. Is it Fichetti? Fichetti. Yeah, it probably is. It's Italian. I don't think the Italians say K for the CH, although they could. I don't think so. So it's Fichetti frag grenade, which does plus 4 HP damage. I am gonna go with a flashbang. And we have our level ups. Now, let's have a chat with the doctor. Oh boy. Welcome back. What can I do for you, my friend? You can't do anything. That is... Isolated quests. We're not supposed to follow up on them. It's just references and things. Or maybe later we're gonna follow up on them. Hey, Zach, what's up? Welcome back, my friend. What can old Zach get ya? Nothing. Just wanted to make sure you were alright, because people have been getting beaten up, and that's just sad, really. That is the maintenance worker still sticking there. That's Gunati over here, probably not saying much. Yeah. Let's look around a little bit more. Dancer's back. Obviously, we're tipping the dancer again. There we go. And 50 Nuyen, that's nothing, really. That is nothing over there, speaking of nothing. We got the cafe. We have our Talismonger shop, which is always nice, because now we talk to Absinthe. And we talk to Algernon. As you approach the counter, you'll find Absinthe counting a bundle of antique paper money in the till. She doesn't bother looking up. Edie, a pleasure, as always. What can I do for you? That's all I needed. Be well, Orc. Thanks. Algernon? Hello again. May I help you? Yeah, I have some questions for you, if you don't mind. You're in luck. I have a great many answers. Okay. Well, I guess that's that. We're not buying anything for right now. We're trying to get some money. Although, it wouldn't surprise me if the money was, the end of the game or something like that, so I don't know. Oh, and she doesn't say anything to me. Okay. I kind of wish this game had a dialogue history thing where you could just go back, like scroll up. I don't really know. I don't understand why it doesn't. But scroll up and see what the conversation has been, because that way it just would allow for some of these dialogues to go a little bit easier, because I would just skip them. An easy way to check if the dialogue has anything for us is just to click the first option, and if it closes the window, then yeah, it didn't have anything for you. But if it doesn't, well, scroll up and see what happened. Okay. So let's go back inside and end the episode, because we're out of time, and talk to our friends. For right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Shadowrun Dragonfall. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment. Like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later, but above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.